you know what? I'll just say this. The grocery store gonna get mad at me if I complain about the carts not being returned.
Wait, what?
Like if I come on the podcast and complain about something or talk about something,
Yeah.
am I supposed to talk about no people, places, or things while I'm here?
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Hello everyone, how are you today? I hope you're having a really good day so far. If you're new here, my name's Taylor. I come to you from Baltimore City, Maryland, and here on my YouTube channel I feature content that is generally focused on knitting and spinning. In this week's episode of what I call the Thread to Men podcast, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to share with you my finished bubble cardigan. Yes ma'am, that's right, she's done. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the slight modification I made to perfect that bottom collar corner hem situation. So we will dive into that in a minute. I will say this might be the only video I have up on my channel before the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. If you don't know, there are two festivals that I love to attend every single year. One is in Maryland in May, the other is in New York State, and sheep and wool festivals are one of the best places to get deep into wool and fiber. I love to hit up the wool barn as soon as I get there and check out all the fleeces for sale. I don't know if I'm planning to bring a fleece home. I might split one with Escarla, who is a lovely, lovely person. She now has a YouTube channel, so I will link to her channel below so you can check her out. She is so fun to listen to, and she takes the time to pull up patterns and recommend things to consider knitting. And we might split a fleece. I don't know, we'll see. I'm hoping to find a really nice lamb's fleece because that's a lot less fiber than a full-grown animal, and it's very soft. Typically it's like even softer than, you know, the finest of wools. So that's sort of the loose plan in the back of my mind. If I don't find a fleece, I might instead buy like a rug or a hand woven shawl. I think that's something I would really like to drop a few coins on because I kind of have everything else. I don't need more yarn, although you never know. I don't really need more shawl pins, although you never know. I don't know. I love to shop for all of the little things. There's a button booth who has gorgeous buttons. Do I need buttons? I don't. I might buy that one-of-a-kind hand woven thing that just blows me away. That's sort of what I'm thinking about kind of, you know, spending my money on this year. But who knows? I'll let you know when I get home. You might be wondering about Brian. Brian's doing great. He is healing very well. He's doing his physical therapy 3 times a week, exercises every single day, and we're both really excited to go to the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. It might be a day we cut short. I don't know. We'll see. But I think in preparation, just because of his limited mobility, we will, or I will, print out a map in advance and a list of vendors and kind of coordinate which booths I have to visit. Editing T here, I would love to know what your recommendations are in terms of vendors or booths to check out at the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. If you would leave those recommendations in a comment below, I think all of us would be so grateful. I wish I had done that in advance of today. I didn't think of it until just now, but I think that that would be a good plan for me to do prior to attending the festival. If I do happen to get a video up next week, which is possible, I will be mindful to share that all with you, or otherwise perhaps in a community post here on my channel. So if you haven't subscribed, you won't see that come through on your feed, but if you are subscribed to my channel, you will see any community posts I put up on here, which I do weekly, especially when I don't have videos uploaded. I let you all know why. And last week it was because I decided I was gonna move an entire truckload of mulch. I went online to chipdrop.com and said, give me them wood chips, and they did, and it was a lot. And I knew it needed to be done like ASAP. And once I started, I did not want to stop. I needed that project done. So we worked for like 8 hours outside. Brian helped fill the city trash cans with like buckets of mulch, and then I rolled it over, dumped it out, and spread it around our municipal space along the entire block, basically. So really happy that the trees in our neighborhood are being taken care of this winter. Hopefully we'll be able to capture a lot more moisture into the soil with all of that material on the hard, compact clay soil we have here in the area. I'm just really excited about that. I really wanted to get that done the last couple years, and I finally did it. And I am bruised, battered, and bankrupt, baby. Not really. I'm doing fine financially, but I'm bruised and battered. And I don't know why I'm wearing shorts, because every time Star Baby jumps up on my lap, she claws the out of me, and it is a mess down here. But that's not why you're here. You're here for the knitting. And I will show you that this cardigan is quite fun. It's much more of a summer vibe. I mean, it's definitely fall ready, you know, but in my mind, these colors just scream July, August, September. But we're in October now, and I feel like I'm ready for the muted tones, which I feel like my skin tone sort of vibes with the most. But I do love this cardigan. I finished it. I almost finish everything that I make, like as soon as the season to wear it is over. But, you know, they're made to last a lifetime, so I'm not bothered by that. I'm very happy with the way that it fits, although I will say there is a slight part of me inside myself that wishes I went with my instinct to modify this sweater to be cropped, because I think that a very dramatic sleeve like this would have looked really cute with a cropped length. But it is a full length cardigan here, and as you can see, there is a, what do you call this? An I-cord bind off. So we have an I-cord bind off here. And one thing that I did while making this garment is I knit the body, I knit the sleeves, cuffs, I mean to say, and I knit the bottom hem. And then I put stoppers on my interchangeable cords, because I always knit with interchangeable needles. And then I soaked the garment and I spun it in my washing machine to get all the moisture out, and I laid it flat to dry. So I basically blocked the entire garment before I ever picked up to knit the collar. And I did that because it made the fabric sit really nice. I could have steam blocked it, but I really wanted to know how would the fabric rest after blocking. So I basically blocked it. And then I picked up to knit the collar. And when I knit the collar, he even uses in his instructions the extra knit stitch on the end, because it's always going to roll towards the inside. So even when you're doing a 2x2 rib, you want both ends to have an extra third knit stitch along the edge. But I used that third knit stitch to pick up stitches along the edge of the collar and continue the I-cord bind off around the bottom edge of that collar hem, so that it was one cohesive and joined I-cord edge along the bottom hem as well as around that corner and along the collar edge. I don't think that's written into the pattern, to be honest. When I get towards that very tail end of most patterns, I kind of stop reading, but I don't recall it mentioning anything about picking up stitches along the bottom there. And if I were to reference the photos, which I guess I'm too lazy to do at this point now, I don't recall seeing that, but I do feel like it gives a really super neat and clean look. I mean, I think it makes all the difference. So that's what I did. And that is what I intend to do on my next Yell cardigan. I was trying her on earlier today because I think that's what I'm gonna wear to the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. Like I said, it's fall. I'm ready for muted tones. I'm ready for my browns, my auburns, my gold, kind of antique gold moments in life. And although I love this, I think it looks the best with like equally bright and fun contrast things to it. I don't want to look like, I don't know what I want to look like. I just don't want to wear this, which is bizarre because it's the thing that I've taken over a year to finish and have barely worn outside of the house, but I just don't feel like it represents me and my aesthetic in October the way that my Yell cardigan does. You're gonna have to look back to previous videos. You could search Taylor Owen Yell and you will find at least one or more videos on exactly which garment that is. But that's what I'm gonna be wearing. And also because I think I found the best top and bottom combo to wear with it. That's what I'm wearing. And this is what I'm working on right now. So I have here the Smilga shawl by Ines Sang, which is so lovely. As you can see, it is cabled and gorgeous. I have the smallest version of a shawl here in my arms. It is triangular. It does increase at the same rate on both ends as it does in the center. So it is a true kind of triangle. Typically, I prefer a shawl that increases at a greater rate at the edges so that it's a longer than it is deep. But this one, I think because it is so large, it will be a rather deep shawl. I'll probably fold it over if I cross it around myself. I'm thinking way too far ahead. I have probably 1/100th of a skein knit into this little start of the pattern, but I'm really excited to see this continue to grow. This project is rather difficult to knit while watching football. I can't watch the game and work on this, so I've made very little progress on this week. As a true Swiftie, I'm watching more football than ever. I really enjoyed the Bears versus the Commanders because, if you don't know, the Bears apparently haven't won a game for like a really long time, almost a year, and they won, and I was really excited to root for the underdog. I'm the kind of fan of things where I just get really deep into it. I got really deep into knitting. I got really deep into crochet prior to that. I got really deep into spinning. And now I'm just really deep into Taylor Swift lore and all of the excitement around her at this point. I mean, she's just the moment.
She's got a point. She's an icon. She's a legend. And she is the moment. Now, come on now.
So when I'm watching football, I've been knitting on a new cardigan design. I will take this one off because it is a bit warm today. So this is a cardigan I'm really excited about because it's going to be, I think, perhaps the best fitting cardigan ever. I started by looking at my Kingston cardigan measurements. And if you're not familiar, the Kingston cardigan is one that fits rather high up on the neck. I like cardigans that cover me enough around the neck and shoulders that I don't feel like I have to wear a shawl with them. This one I made a little bit wider along the back neck where you cast on your stitches. And then I'm going to knit a wider collar. So far, I've already worked all of the increase rounds along the front to get to the point where I'm only increasing around the raglan corners, so to speak. So this has been really simple, really straightforward, really fun. This one is gonna fit more like the Kingston, I think, especially in the sleeves. And I'm even thinking about making it different than any other with a bit more of a dolman type of yoke shaping. I haven't gotten that far yet, so I don't know for sure, but I've knit about 50 grams and I'm ready to wind a few more balls and continue working on this throughout the week. I am knitting this using Brooklyn Tweed Shelter yarn in the caraway color. It's probably one of my favorite marl combinations. It's this gorgeous golden yellow with flecks of orange and a kind of smoky gray shade marled together. So this is like right up my alley for the fall season. Probably one of my favorite marled yarns of all time. Loving this so far. That is it for this week's episode of the Thread to Mend podcast. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you made it this far into this week's video, let me know below with the sheep emoji. And tell me if you're planning to attend the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival up in Rhinebeck, New York. I would very much love to see you there. And if you're not planning to attend, tell me. I'm sure you're feeling a little bit of FOMO. People are probably talking about it left and right. I know how that feels. That's why I go, because I can. And I would hate to miss out. I would hate to miss out on this festival. And if you feel that FOMO, I totally understand. If you want to find me on social media, my name is Taylor E. Owen on Ravelry and Instagram. You can find me over on TikTok as Taylor Knits. And I think that's it. Before we go, maybe I will show you some of my fall decor around the home. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and that you take care.
Diving conscious like a dream. You and me. Little by little, we're drowning down. Little by little, the tide is rising. Little by little, we're drowning down. Little by little, the tide is rising. Like these frozen